couple months ago, I made a video where I said that a Hillary Clinton presidency would be very reminiscent of the current Obama presidency, with the exception of a few things. I said that there would be much more progress in terms of education and healthcare, but I think that's giving Hillary Clinton a little bit too much credit. But I also said that the foreign policy aspect of the United States would be much worse. Now, granted, it probably wouldn't be as bad as the Bush administration under George W. Bush, Dick Cheney and Donald Rumsfeld, but it would still be pretty bad. Right now, Obama is intervening with, what was it, like 11 different countries or something like that. There's still war in Iraq, Afghanistan, and the United States might as well be at war with Syria. I mean, right now the United States is doing drone strikes, traditional airstrikes, funding rebel groups and sending special ops soldiers to Syria. So basically, they're at war with Syria without actually, sending large groups of basic soldiers. Now, what is the whole point of this video? Now, this is a video dedicated to basically Hillary Clinton and why I think she should not be president. Now, under normal circumstances, I am a liberal, so I should be supporting Hillary Clinton when it comes to the Democratic nominee and the Republican nominee, Donald Trump. But the problem is that originally I thought, okay, maybe Hillary Clinton might be the lesser of two evils, but no. Donald Trump is actually the lesser of two evils. And I'm going to tell you why. A lot of people like to say that Donald Trump lacks political experience, so Hillary Clinton is more likely to be a better president. Problem is, she has the experience, yet she still fucks up all the time. She is a hawk. She is a warmonger. You don't believe me? She voted for the Iraq War. The Iraq War was absolutely devastating. 500,000 Iraqis killed. Thousands of American lives wasted. Trillions of dollars. It destabilized Iraq and the rise of ISIS. And in 2011, she referred to the Iraq War, or at least Iraq, as a business decision. She talked about how there was a lot of oil in the country. She had no regard for all of the life that was lost, all the blood that was spilled, all the destruction and chaos. All she saw was dollar signs and oil. That's the kind of person that Hillary Clinton is. She bows to the establishment. She is no progressive. She's not Bernie Sanders. She cheated Bernie Sanders out of the Democratic nomination. And we all saw it coming. We saw the voter suppression. We saw the media backing her, not fairly representing Bernie Sanders. We knew this, but unfortunately it took WikiLeaks and Julian Assange to prove that the election was rigged in terms of the Democratic nomination. Hillary Clinton bows to Big Pharma. She bows to the oil companies, the fracking companies. She bows to everybody. She bows to Wall Street. And last time I checked, she still hasn't released those Wall Street transcripts. Yes, she was bugging Donald Trump. Oh, release your taxes, your tax returns, blah, 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 blah. How about you release your speeches? She said she would release the speeches whenever Bernie Sanders and Trump would release their speeches. Problem is, Donald Trump and Bernie Sanders didn't make any fucking speeches to Wall Street. So how are they supposed to do that? Now, the Iraq War, you can say, okay, well, that's not very fair. A lot of people were trying to support the Iraq War. What else has Hillary Clinton supported? What hasn't she supported? She pushed for the bombing in Libya because she's obsessed with regime change. So she pushed for the bombing in Libya. She joked about, we came, we saw, he died. Of course, no respect for human life, just making it a joke, essentially. And of course, she supported the Honduras coup in 2009. That's another one that's typically pushed off to the side. People talk about her Iraq War vote, and people will talk about how she supported bombing in Libya, but they won't really talk about the Honduras coup in 2009, where the democratically elected president of the country was ousted. Now, if Hillary Clinton becomes president, God forbid, who is going to be advising her? The infamous Henry Kissinger, also known as the war criminal. What did he support? Well, he pushed for the continuation of the war in Vietnam. He supported the bombing of various countries, including Cambodia during the Vietnam War. And of course, he pushed for the coup in Chile in 1973, I want to say. Yeah, I believe it was 3. You might have to fact check me on that, although I'm pretty sure. So this guy supported the destruction of Cambodia, the pointless war in Vietnam, and of course, the regime change in Chile, which, ask anybody, that was a horrible decision because there's still uh, there were groups that rose after the coup in Chile that led to complete bloodshed. So back to Hillary Clinton. She there was a leaked audio that said that talking about healthcare and how we couldn't do it, like free healthcare, and how the U.S. couldn't have free healthcare. Yes, the United States of America can have free college, free university, and free healthcare. What you gotta do is you gotta take that bloated military that spends more money than the next 12 countries, most of which are the United States allies, and you cut the spending. What is it, like $1 trillion every year on nuclear arms development, millions of dollars to weapons development, millions of dollars to military bases. There's like over 800 military bases that belong to the United States around the world. You just gotta cut that. But no, Hillary Clinton supports the military industrial complex. She proved it whenever she talked about Iraq as a business decision. She supports Big Pharma. I doubt she would legalize marijuana for medicinal, let alone recreational use. She would be forcing prescription drugs onto everybody. She would be encouraging drug companies to expand. She is no progressive. Believe me. She is a corporatist, inside and out. She flip-flops. She does not care about anyone but herself. That's the kind of person that Hillary Clinton is. She will say what Wall Street wants her to say. And a lot of people like to say that Donald Trump is sexist because, oh, he called this woman a pig or called her fat or something like that. How about the fact that Hillary Clinton sells weapons to Saudi Arabia? How about the fact that Saudi Arabia gives money to the Clinton Foundation, which, by the way, she receives millions of dollars from dictatorships. But let's just talk about Saudi Arabia for a second. Saudi Arabia is a Islamic theocracy that oppresses atheists, gays, basically anybody who disagrees with their view of Islam, and that includes women. Hillary Clinton makes money from this regime that doesn't let women basically walk outside without a man. They have to wear a burqa, I believe, unless there might be a few exceptions, and doesn't let them drive. So Donald Trump is sexist whenever he makes a few comments to individuals, but Hillary Clinton isn't sexist whenever she gives weapons and power to this regime that is clearly sexist. That's not sexist. And Hillary Clinton is a racist. At least if you use the standards used towards Donald Trump. People like to say, oh, Donald Trump's racist because he wants to build the Mexican big wall and keep the Mexicans out. Even though Hillary Clinton has been pushing for a fence along the Mexican border for the longest time. In addition to that, way back in the 90s, Hillary Clinton referred to black youth as super predators. That is one of the most infamous lines from Hillary Clinton. That is such an outrageous statement, to take these minorities, these young minorities, and dehumanize them. Refer to them as predators, super predators. Like, they're not humans, they're these disgusting hunters, these monsters. And that's the kind of person that Hillary Clinton is. She talks about how she supported the bailout of the auto industry or stuff like that, or whenever Wall Street collapsed. Boy, what was that president again that repealed Glass-Steagall, that lifted the regulations on Wall Street? Oh yeah, your husband, Bill Clinton. It was your husband that led to this huge crash that you talk about how bad it was. It was him. Hillary Clinton likes to think that she is the ultimate progressive, that she's going to make the country the way it's supposed to be, carry on Obama's legacy. And that's the thing. In some more leaked emails, at least Colin Powell's, he talked about how the Clintons still referred to Obama as that man. Doesn't call him Obama, doesn't call him Barack, nothing like that. It refers to him as that man. And keep in mind that Hillary Clinton was using racist 3 a.m. ads and sharing pictures of Obama in, I believe it was Muslim or African attire. Basically, just kept using racist and xenophobic attacks during the election against whenever it was Hillary and Obama. Now, there is no doubt in my mind that Hillary Clinton is not a liberal. She is a neocon. She is not quite a Republican, but she might as well be a Republican. She could have easily served as one of the more higher ups in the Bush administration. And keep in mind that she did campaign for Goldwater way back in the 60s that fought against the Civil Rights Act and was pro-segregation. Now, maybe people would probably say, oh, that was a long time ago, that was the 60s, but still, keep in mind that she was pushing for a cause that was against the Civil Rights Act and was pro-segregation. To be honest, Hillary Clinton is just a wolf in sheep's clothing. She does not care about the average person. She might implement some of Bernie Sanders' ideas just to make herself look good. You know, maybe she'll raise the minimum wage to about $12 or something like that, or maybe fight for a cheaper college. But for the most part, Bernie Sanders should have made the nomination. He earned it. He had more votes, realistically. Of course, there was a lot of voter suppression, but as of the recording of this video, there are a few hours left, or at least half a day, until Julian Assange of WikiLeaks is supposed to make a huge speech and reveal a lot of stuff regarding Hillary Clinton. So, what does that mean? Well, there was recently now I can't confirm if it was audio or message, where Hillary Clinton a couple years ago was talking about, can't we just drone this guy? Assassinating Julian Assange. That Hillary Clinton is not a normal person. I'm telling you, the military-industrial complex, Big Pharma, the oil companies, the fracking companies, she bows to everyone. Wall Street, do not be deceived. Do not think that Donald Trump is the worst of the two evils. Hillary Clinton is going to lead to more perpetual wars. You can quote me. If Hillary Clinton becomes president of the United States, war is going to happen on a much bigger scale in Syria. Now, maybe not a full-on invasion, but we know that Hillary Clinton is for regime change. She is against Assad. Now, I have yet to make a video, but I've been planning a video where I talk about why taking out Assad is not a good idea, because, well, regime change doesn't work, at least when the United States tries it. And we know that Hillary Clinton is pro-regime change. Look at Iraq. And look at Libya. I mean, look, guys, Hillary Clinton cannot become president. That's why I'm hoping this whole speech for WikiLeaks will maybe reveal some information that will force Hillary Clinton out of the race. I doubt it, but I hope that Bernie Sanders gets pulled back into the Democratic race. I hope. And about the emails. Now, a lot of people like to bring up Benghazi and all that stuff, and I guess some valid points are there, but it's the rest of the stuff that concerns me. Not necessarily Benghazi, where I believe it was 4 American soldiers were slaughtered. Hillary Clinton survived the FBI because, well, the FBI is in her pocket. Everybody's in Hillary Clinton's pocket. Under normal circumstances, anybody in her position would have been indicted. Let me put this in perspective for you. If you work at McDonald's or a restaurant and you break a machine, right? You might be able to get away, and they might say, okay, it was an accident. For the most part, though, if you screw up, you get fired. Now, let me get this straight. Hillary Clinton handles hundreds of classified emails, some of which were top secret, and she uses a private server in which hackers can hack the emails. Russia, Iran, China. Enemies in the United States can access those emails, which is like breaking a machine. She screwed up on the job, yet she's not getting in trouble for it because there's no intent. It's okay, Hillary, you were stupid, so you can get away with compromising American security. Look, guys, this is something out of like the Twilight Zone. If anybody, look at Chelsea Manning, Julian Assange, and Edward Snowden. If they release information about the government that the government doesn't like, but it's helpful for the people, they are traitors. They're enemies in the United States. Edward Snowden talked about the NSA and the spying. Chelsea Manning revealed that the United States was killing innocent civilians in the Middle East. And Julian Assange was, of course, revealing a bunch of corruption in the United States. But they're enemies. But Hillary Clinton is against the people and for the government, so she gets away with it. Oh, you just gave access, classified access information to the enemy? Well, that's fine. You didn't mean to. Guys, if you screwed up on the job, you would be fired. Hillary Clinton screwed up. She possibly gave access to the enemy top secret classified information. This is... A toddler can understand this. A toddler can understand this. Yet there are so many brainless drones and sheep and hillbots who will come to her defense because they believe in identity politics. They believe, oh, well, the first woman president. I'm sick of this mentality where this color of your skin or what genitalia you have determines how good of a president you're going to be. I care about policy substance, policy positions, and of course consistency, and basically just common sense. That's what makes a good president. That's why Bernie Sanders would have made a great president, and hopefully maybe he will become the next president based on what happens, because fate has a funny way of making things right, sometimes wrong, but only time will tell if this WikiLeaks stuff will actually earn us some justice. Now, I'm sorry this has been probably a very long video. I haven't kept track. I'm not too sure if I covered everything. I basically got off my chest a lot of things that I feel about Hillary Clinton. So, for the most part... Actually, one more thing. Under the Bill Clinton presidency, the crime bill has imprisoned many, many, many African Americans. And it basically destroyed African American communities and already ruin the lives of those who are oppressed. I just want to throw it out there because I was talking about how Bill deregulated Wall Street and all that stuff. That's just another thing. So I basically, if I feel like I forgot something or if I want to talk about these topics in specifics, I will make more videos. But for the most part, I feel like I talked about the main parts of Hillary Clinton and why she would not be a good president. So, as always, if you thought this video was educational or you really liked it and you want to spread it as a message, share it if you have a Facebook page or a Facebook account, Twitter account. Share this video if you have any blogs or websites or anything like that, any form of social media. Feel free to share this video, no problem. And that's essentially it. If you feel like you have a question or a recommendation for a political pondering video, be sure to recommend it down in the comments below and I will more than likely make a video on it. This has been Riley the Flamingo Cookie. I'll catch you guys next time.